Hello, everyone, and welcome to another installment of the MRL Challenger Series here for race number 5 of the season. It's been a while. That is because the servers uh, are poopy right now. They are absolute dog water. And because of that, we have decided to take Saturday and Monday off, and now we are back for Tuesday. God hoping everything is all good on our end because we have a very strong chance that server lag um, may be rearing their ugly head. Invite, please. Just making sure. But yeah, we have a lot of potential for a lag spike to occur here because this is going to be Dover Downs. We have the Monster Mile here because of such tight corners and very tight straights. We are rolling. Because of that, of these very tight corners and tight straights, there's going to be a lot of cars that are just going to be on top of one another here. So, as we are waiting for that little ticker to go on down, when I join back in, we will be able to tell you the running order. Cyber, thank you so much for being a lobby host. Let's see what this is going to be. Oh my god, I have the hiccups already. Because of this, I it is just going to be one of those broadcasts here, ladies and gentlemen. I'm going to have some fun with it, so hopefully you guys are going to have some fun with me as well. We have 17 drivers here tonight. First and foremost, we have pole sitter being B comp. Let's go on through right here. B comp right there, 0.992. P2 is, if we go down here, is Cyber with a 0.994. Very tight all the way around here between those two drivers. Like I said, 17 is on the roster tonight. Very healthy field here. So thank you all so much for coming on out and showing the support for just the people taking time out of their days in order to run with us. But yes, God willing, service is going to be on our side here. Of course, being our usual POVs right here, we have Bass and Soft. So as we climb up through the gears, we can actually see that Dover is going to be one of those tracks that you do not want to hit the apron. So let's kind of zoom on back right here to another new driver, KY Colonel. I've raced with him before. It has been many months since I've raced with him, but he is here because he has heard some good things about MRL. So I'm glad that we can actually get the word on out right here. Very tight corners right there. You can see that the momentum can shift all the way around through these corners, especially getting on and off of these straights. Right here is going to be right there, B comp, prime example of that, smacking the outside wall. You want to avoid that. I know it sounds like oh, no crap, Patton, Captain Obvious, but you're going to be seeing a lot of the drivers really get loose coming off the corners. Some drivers are even going to be possibly fuel saving. Some of them, as I'm actually looking at them right now, mainly the 9 of Sauce. I'll actually go on board with him for a hot second. Is one of those drivers, eventually we'll get to him, there he is, that's actually shifting into neutral because of all of the possible conundrums here. Now, that is all well and good, but if the stage does not go green, then this is for nothing. So essentially, he's in that fuel strat right now. It's very likely that he can actually make it all the way. In fact, it's fuel is one of those things where you are going to be not without. The tires is going to be another thing that is going to be a big question mark here for a lot of these guys. Will we see drivers actually kind of bury themselves here based on how much they abuse them? We already have one person out of the race, and we were just talking about the 8 of Colonel is unfortunately on out. I think we may have another person out. No, I thought, I guess that is it. Unfortunate for Colonel to start and park right there. That may have been our first instance of server disconnect right there. I'm hopefully not crossing our fingers right there. But because of that, we have um, a lot of interesting conundrums here going on through the field. A bit of a gap between the 38 and the 3. This is basically the second part of the field right here. A lot of interesting conundrums here because draft is going to be very important in order to save some fuel. And with 30 laps left in this stage, these drivers are going to be kind of picking and choosing when they want to attack. Dover is actually one of those tracks that you are not without any possible passing opportunities. You are very much going to be building up a run and making up all the way through the field, top down to the very bottom. Is you can make a pass. Now, ideally, you want to make it on the bottom right here. So a lot of these guys are kind of basically be setting themselves up in order to make a run right behind. So we're going to be on board the 4 of BCOM to see if you can close on down the 11 of Packers. Packers, though, having a great run so far. He had a very good run in the Charlotte Roval, but unfortunately, he was one of those drivers that got caught on out by the server lag and actually got kicked because of it. So very unfortunate for him as we are looking at a possible Packers podium. I don't want to call my shot too soon, but that 22 is looking very strong. That would be another new winner for tonight. And speaking of last week, we had Chapman, this number 66, battling his not named teammate, but his affiliate teammate right here in that number 6 of Blackout right behind. This number 66 has won the past 2 weeks. Remember, he won at Phoenix and he won at the Charlotte Roval with a little break in between. So technically, he was race champion for the past 3 weeks. So it's going to be very interesting to see how this number 66 is going to transition back onto ovals. He said in his post-race interview last week that, hey, you know what? It's just kind of a combination of time and place. He fancies himself a road course ringer and kind of finding himself in the right place at the right time. Kind of shaping on up the 32 for a possible pass right there. The 32 looks a little weak on the corner entry, so we're going to be seeing what he can do. A little bit of a mild block by the 32. The 66 kind of has to get out of the gas a little bit. We'll have to see how that's going to shake on out because that 32 is looking a little loose right now. Plenty of laps left in this stage. A lot of these drivers, in fact, 25 to go, and we're looking at a lot of these guys to try and not have to worry about saving. Stage 1 is actually one of those stages that you do not have to worry about saving. The 9, though, kind of doing it for a little bit of extra assurance right there. The 3 getting really loose off the turn 4. We're going to be seeing a lot more of that. The field is really spread on out is what I've noticed right here. Is you guys can't see it, but from P1 to P9 right now, which is all the way to P15, it is about a third of the track. So these guys are absolutely just tearing it up right now. In fact, our in-race streamers, just to kind of get a glimpse of where that is. Here's P number 15. That 15th place is definitely the one to watch right here. Definitely as we are looking through the grand scheme of things. So, but yeah, that is P15, P9, and then our other in-race streamer, which is the 18, I should say, of Bass. Let's go on board with him for a hot second. He started P9. There he is, coming off of turn 2, looking at, looks like the 66 made a pass, and same thing with the 6 behind him. That 32 is going to be struggling a little bit, maybe setting on up for a possible pass for this number 18. This will be for P7. Not quite yet. That outside momentum proving to be a little bit too strong. Nothing's quite what these guys are looking for quite yet. But yeah, this is P8 currently for our in-air streamer. So let's go back up front here to see if there's anything changing up in front right here. The 11 still hanging strong with the 22. These top 3 proving to be the ones to watch as they have been separating themselves from P4, which was Story Square, but now Chapman. Very interesting how these 3 have really just gapped themselves here. But at the same time, they've kind of held position with one another. That 14 staying out of the way, being a lap down of that's Brink right there. So the 4 now, as we get to the later part of this race where we're going to have a lot of different strategies, especially at the end of stage 2 and 3. We're looking at drivers that will have to pit as opposed to not, as it looks like we have another position change. Looks like the 6 of Blackout must have lost touch with, or maybe even tapped the wall, because now he is behind both the 32 and the 18. Nothing too crazy on board with a lot of these drivers. The 21 thought he was clear, but evidently not. The 14 being put into the wall, unfortunately, right there. So a little bit of a choke up right here for a lot of these drivers. Looks like the 14 is now going to go to the low side. Very tip of the hat move to him. That's going to kind of shift up the line behind to see what he can do. He's going to hit the bottom. You don't want to hit the bottom right there. That is a big no-no. You're going to quickly find out why you shouldn't do that if you are trying to make a pass, because you're going to bounce off that apron and then ricochet probably into the turn 2 or turn 4 wall. So definitely that is something that you want to avoid at all costs. Pass has been made by Sauce somewhere, being now in the P14, now P13, as he's getting past the 95 right there. I don't think anyone's on pit road. Oh, as I hear a little bit of someone down there. Who is that? Was that the 14? That is the 14, and he is out of this race. Oh my goodness. He tried as long as he could, but that car was just way too loose for him. What started at 17 is now down to 15 already. And we're not even through stage 1 yet out of this 200 lapper. Let's see if there's anything in the Discord right now. Let's see what's going on. Nothing quite yet. We'll have to see, though. Unfortunately, for those guys, there's just nowhere to go. I don't know if the 8 and the 14 was a result of server or just being like, all right, peace out. I don't know. It's hard to tell. But what is easy to tell is that the 11 is starting to hound the back of this 22 for the stage 1 win. The 11 of Packers is definitely closing in. The 22 has been the class of the field, getting that early lead from the 4 B comp after he slapped the outside wall. But I don't know. He's looking to be a little on the loose side right now. Not quite easy off the corners as that 11 is right there. So this could get tasty here as we are looking at 13 laps to go in this stage. 13 laps left, and we're seeing 11, I think, laps in the fuel tank for a lot of these drivers. So there's going to be some that are going to come on down. Some that won't. I apologize. Like I said, the hiccups are starting to act up right now. So, as we are looking at the top 2, let's do a Fox cutaway right now and go to the back of this pack right here to kind of give an update on positions for in-race streamers. Bassbuck, who is just in front of Sword Square right here, that is P5, and then you have Sauce, which is in P13. Some people are going into save mode. Some aren't. This is going to be very interesting to see how this stage is going to shake on out for a lot of these guys. The 6 is really starting to back off the pace. The 66 even more so. You can see the 38 just letting him go. The 47 to Chewy kind of having a very quiet race, kind of sitting in the back right here. A lot of these guys starting to whoa up themselves right here, slow down the pace just in order to make it work. 47 making it a little hot and heavy right there on the 66. The 12 trying to make it 3 wide, able to make it work. The 12 definitely already on the get right now. There goes the 9. So he is going to be making up those positions right now. Now this is all about strategy. You can see the 32 starting to save up a little bit of fuel. He's just letting everyone go right now, trying to stay out of the way. This is going to be interesting because there are some that are just going balls to the wall, not having to particularly worry about fuel, and there are some that are actually trying to save. Now, will we see the strategy change as I apologize, I missed it. The 11 did take the lead right there, so excellent work by Packers in order to get that top spot. Now, we are coming to 8 to go as I saw the 9 slap the outside wall on his POV. We're going to be on board with the top 4 just to see when and where these guys pit, if they do. Currently, like I said, 8 laps to go right now. We're seeing fuel range drastically. The 9 is good to go. The 18 is not. He has 6 laps we have 6 laps of fuel with 7 laps to go. Very interesting. There goes the 32. He tried to save. He's going to probably come on down just for gas and go. That is going to be probably the grand scheme for a lot of these drivers here. The 18 now starting to roll up a little bit right there. There's the 9 who's just hard charging. I'm sure the 12 is as well. That's probably why he was hanging on back. This is why Dover is one of those tracks for the Cup Series, because of how dynamic it is for the fuel in the tires. 38 coming on down right there. That's a monster. You can see the 32 exiting the pits. The 36 battling with the 95 right here, seeing who's going to come on down. No one quite yet. So a lot of these guys are going to be at the mercy of their competition right here to try to make it work. The 11, coming on down right there. That's who I was on board trying to look for. The 22, the 21 doing the do-si-do of, hey, I don't want to lead right now. I'm trying to woe on up and try to save a little bit later here. Remember, pits are going to be closed with 2 laps to go. So this could be interesting. Looks like the 22 is not going to be able to make it. He's going to come on down this time. I'm going to take the turn 3 approach. I very much tip of the hat to him right there. He did not have to do that, but hey, you know, whatever works. So there's the 32 on I don't quite know, fresh tires or not, but currently our leader though is the 21. So as people are coming on down, looking for this 21, who's really starting to back off the pace. The 4 of B Comp as well, doing the same. There's a 95 of James Snow coming on down for his stop. And we are getting to 2 laps to go. This is 2 laps to go this time. These guys are going to be very, very close on fuel. I will say that. Some are going to try it. Some are going to fail. But this 21 currently, at this current juncture, is going to be able to make it. He just needs to go another lap around, and he is in the clear. But Dover is one of those tracks where you burn a lot more fuel than you save. So 1 lap is asking a lot out of your fuel tank. So I don't know. We're going to be on board the 21 to hear if we hear a sputter or not. So let's take a listen. Nothing quite yet. This is the last lap, mind you. And 21 will come on around. Oh, there he goes. He's starting to sputter right there, and he is going to take the checkered flag. You're seeing a lot of the drivers start to sputter on through right here. You can see that let's see here. Actually, the 9 is actually in that position right there. The 18 trying to come on down. Oh, big moves. The 38 as well trying to get on past. That is for position for right there between the 3 and. Look at that. So a lot of these drivers were able to make it, some not. Some are actually crawling to the line. There's the 4. The 18 as well is crawling to the line. And everyone is good to go. So let's take a look at stage points earned right here. Coyote 1, P1, Sauce P2, Nuka P3, Chapman P4, Blackout P5, Brian SP P6, Beatty P7, Chewy, Bassbuck, and Beacom. That's our top spots. Oh, Packers is going to be the lucky dog right here, with Cyber being trapped a lap down. Very interesting strategy calls by these guys. Let's take a look at the Discord for any Discord discourse. Cade, what are you doing in Discord, man? Come on, give us a shout out in the YouTube comments saying Old Man Packers lead. He will be the lucky dog here, so he is back on the lead lap. But this stage is probably just as important because of not only 1 green flag pit stop, but a second one as well. You have to go 2 stints while saving fuel. So it's going to be a bigger ask for a lot of these drivers. But for those that are just going balls to the wall, essentially, you're A-okay, man. Ooh, big move right there. The 4 B-Comp coming on around. They save it, I think. No, that may be our first caution for cause right there. No caution for that. Okay. I don't know how that worked, but yeah, the 4 B-Comp, the 95 of James Snow, and we have one more who I'm trying to find. Got caught on out in that. Very unfortunate for those guys. But hey, you know what? The game giveth and the game taketh away. So right now, this is going to be very interesting. as we come on around for this stage right here. The 9, who we saw drop early in that stage, is not dropping as hard. He is saving, but not nearly as much as what he was in stage 1. Definitely, it is a game of inches and not miles around here. So, by virtue of him going into neutral, it really helps him on out. That is a wheel-only thing with the shifter. Can't really do that on controller. In fact, with controller, these guys are essentially... I love this camera shot. Actually, let's take a look at this. You're going to be seeing the drivers come on around turn 4 right there. There goes a 21 in P1, the 66 P2. Looks like the 6 of Blackout P3 with the sauce of... the 9 of sauce P4. Look at all of them coming on through. Let's see, who did we miss? Come on around. There goes a 95, clapping the outside wall right there. There is another person who I could have swore also had a little bit of misfortune in that early stint right there. But coming on through, oh, that stage 1 is the 36, claps the outside wall. The 32 does and the 11 does a great job of avoiding right there. But now we're looking at those drivers trying to make up a little bit of time. You can see the 11 getting the lucky dog right there. Like I said, very unfortunate for him, as he was down and out, trapped a lap down, but thankfully able to get the lucky dog. The 22 of Cyber flexing his muscles. This is not for position, mind you. That 22 is for the lucky dog. He's in the lucky dog spot right now. So essentially, everyone else is trying to go for get a lucky yellow, or just try to get their lap back the old-fashioned way, or maybe strategize and get their lap back through a different means. It's going to be difficult for them, but it's not impossible. So, battle for the lead, though, is actually going on board with the 21. The 66 of Chapman, like I said, has been on fire lately. Is starting to heat up the back bumper of that 21, though. It could be a big instance of just, in Chapman's words, not mine, luck. But I don't know. This 66 has started to come alive here as of late, being a 2-time winner this season and of his career. The big storyline, though, was the 66 not even making the playoffs the past 2 seasons, and now here he is with 2 wins already. He's sitting a very comfortable P2 right behind his teammate, with 2 wins already on the board. Coyote, though, not so lucky. He needs a win in order to put himself in the playoffs. In fact, actually, let's take a break from all this battling. Let's go on board with probably the best battle on track, and let's look at the 12 for the time being, and let's look at the playoff picture currently. Now, this is only after race 4, mind you, so there is going to be a little bit of a hip happening right now. We do have a person missing from this race. That is Gotham. Gotham in that number 2 car is missing in this race. He is actually our point leader. Big opportunity for Cyber, Sauce, and Chapman, with even B-Comp as P2, 3, 4, and 5 in the points, to make up some time. Because Gotham, there is no last place points in this series. If you don't show up, you're not getting points. So, because of that, that number 2 is not going to get points, and currently that is our championship leader, kind of going down the way of water and just going right down the drain. Screw anyone that says that was not clever. I thought that was a clever quote. Anyway, so P6 in the standings is Bassbuck. That is he's actually a very healthy set of points above the cut. In fact, I should go on board with him for a hot second. There he is. 31 points above the cut. P6 in the standings. The seventh place, I should say, of Agent Orange is also not present. He missed both last week and the week before, and this week. So unfortunately, he's just going to kind of tumble down the order. But Coyote, who we were just on board with, just up the way right here, as he was battling with his teammate. There he is, still leading the way, is 28 points above. Memory is not, but Blackout is. Blackout is P10, the standing 16 points above. But then we have a little bit of a conundrum here. Packers, who we can see right behind this number 6, is for position, and he is actually 1 point. Same thing with the 3 of Beatty right here. 1 point above the cut with Monster, the 38, who is around here somewhere. There he is. 1 point below. Brink, as well, is also who we saw DNF earlier this race. Will get points, but he is the second driver out of this playoff picture, with a few other drivers being down there as well. We have to skip a couple because Just Ken, Liv, Xander are not present in this race, but Brian SP is. Mike G is not. Story Square is. James Snow is. Chewy is. Nuka is. And that is our playoff picture. Those latter half is 50 points and below the cut line. So, very interesting dynamic here for a lot of these drivers to come on down and try to make something happen. It's all about strategy here. Dover is probably the most strategic race on the calendar, apart from like road courses, which is very interesting considering where what this track is. It is a mile-round concrete oval, which it doesn't make a whole lot of sense. But because on a preset your gearing is just so much higher than a normal oval, you are essentially burning a lot more fuel than you save. With 15 drivers left in the race, anything can happen. The 66 has made the pass on the 21, so the 66 of Chapman is now our leader. You can see that pass already being made right there. Chapman, again, proving to be ones to watch right here. But the 21 of Coyote, did I just see a person lag on out? Who was that? Stopped in the middle of the track. Who was that? The 95 of James Snow has left the building. I do not know, again, if that was server lag or not. But all I know is that that number 95 is not in this race anymore. Unfortunate for him, that is another one that bites the dust. But, oh my goodness, what was originally 17 is now down to 14 here in this race number 5 of the Challenger Series. Not to skip ahead, mind you, but next week this is going to be very interesting as we go from a road course last week, mile concrete oval this week, and then next week we are going to Auto Club. Yes, the track that is now going to be a short track. We're going to the very, very well-known 2-mile racing surface to have some fun. It's going to be a blast. I love Auto Club, so I am personally really looking forward to that. But we still have a race here to determine. And currently, we have a person that may actually get a new win here. Now, in this entire series, the 9 of Sauce has already won. You remember, he won at Daytona. Gotham, who's not in this race, has already won. But Chapman has. Now, I know Chapman is currently P2 when it comes to... Chapman is currently P1 right now. But it looks like he has not been the strongest when it comes to saving fuel. You can see that 3 is starting to save a little bit more fuel right there. That's why he's backing on off. But it's going to be interesting because this 21 who was able to get the stage win and be competitive up front. This 21 is not to be underestimated here. And if I'm the 9 of Sauce who literally pre-race said that he is going to be saving fuel, actually the exact quote was save at the pump, if you know that whole Joey Logano Blaney commercial, who is going to save at the pump. The 9 called his shot and essentially said that he's one to watch. But this 21, who did an excellent job in stage 1, we'll have to see what he can do for 2 more stages. We saw, as I was kind of skirting around, the 6 of Blackout go and get his pit stop. That is a little bit of strategy here. Essentially, there are going to be some that is going to be splitting this race, or the stint, up into thirds. Those that for sure can't save the amount of fuel, they are going to be splitting it into thirds, basically around 25 laps apiece, roughly. You want to pit around, just 23 to 25 laps, honestly. But yeah, so this number 6 is definitely one to watch with that. The 4 B comp as well. It looks like the 66 is already down on pit road. We're looking at a lot of these drivers start to do that here. It looks like the 21 and the 18 is coming on down this time. You definitely don't want to miss pit road here. In fact, I must have missed that. I was watching the 18's POV right there. He actually almost missed pit road, but by doing so, he actually gained a lot of time on the 21. Very slow pit road, 35 miles an hour. You're going at a snail's pace around here. In fact, you are losing about 2 laps, almost 2 laps on the leader if you are pitting around here for the green flag pit stops. To see, though, who comes on around. Looks like the 11 is our leader as of right now, so let's go on board with him for a hot second. That is Packers back to the lead right here. Very, very strong car today, and like I said, he's only 1 point above the cut. He's looking to have a very strong playoff run, as he has been unable to make the playoffs for the past 2 seasons. In fact, actually, Cup, last time we were in Cup was the last time that he was able to get into the playoffs here. To kind of give a reference on where the 21, you can see them, and the 18 are coming on out of the pits. They are in P9 and P10 right now, so that is just where everyone is in this current juncture. So they're still in the top 10, very, very strong. But that number 11 currently leading the way. The 9 P2 with Brian FP P3, Nuka P4. And that is all I can see right now. I have to kind of rely on everyone's proximity meter. So as the 9 is just kind of letting everyone go, you can actually see that from our POV right here. The 9 is just kind of letting everyone go. The 3 of Beatty, I do not think is actually for position. I think he's on a different strategy. You can see that he's nowhere near as fast as his competition is right around him, but that doesn't mean that he is out of the picture quite yet. I'm actually wondering what Chewy and the 32 of Story Square have in store for all of this. So to kind of give a reference, B Comp is in P11, Blackout P12. Remember, those guys kind of got caught out by that last caution, the 22 as well, trying to get a little bit of action here. Let's go on board with the 11 of Packers, as we were looking on board with that for a hot second. The 18 and the 4 is trying to get their lap back the hard way. In fact, we're going to be seeing the 11 come on down this time. Very, very cautious coming on down pit road here. So that's going to change the lead over to the 9 of Story as a 66. Big move right there with the 32 coming on down right there. Big move. I think the 32 is pitting that time. No, I think he just got loose, but it could have been a conundrum right there. So the 9 is now turned loose for the lead. We'll have to see how many laps of fuel he has right now with the 3 of Beatty right behind. And as soon as he flips up the proximity, we can see how many people or who he has in terms of people around him. So let's take a look at that. Right now it's lap 36 for our leader, going on to lap 37 out of the 78 lap stage. And it looks like Brian SP currently in P2. Brian SP having a great run right now. Nuka as well, and they're in P3. They're all saving in their own different way. In fact, Brian SP is now into that spot, so that means Nuka is now in P12. Sauce is going to be coming on down at this moment. He's looking to try to make it to lap 40 and see what he can do here. There goes Chewy coming on down this time. You're going to be seeing coming on down the pit road, the 32 of Story Square, doing a little bit of a sneaky. He actually took the wave around, hoping for a yellow. Unfortunately, it didn't quite work on out. Let's see here. Trying to shift on through our leaders, see what we can have in store here. Looks like Sauce is going to give up the ghost, and he's going to be coming on down this time. Very, very cautious to make sure he doesn't speed. He doesn't want to ruin the strategy here. So there we go. He's there. He is right there on the, in the pits. That's going to turn the 12 of Nuka loose as our leader. No points for leading a lap here, mind you, but that doesn't mean that he is going to be on out of this whole juncture. So that 12 definitely having a strong start, and he is yet to pit. So, in fact, he's probably letting his competition come on through that time. So The 66, the 36 right there, all going to be so quick. He's probably going to be coming on down this time. That's why that's why he is letting them both go, because that 12 wants to pit this time. Watch for this hard left turn right here, because we're on lap 40 right now. Nothing quite yet. Let's see, though. Maybe he'll come on around another time. Yep. Oh, I guess he'll be going another lap. Okay. All right. I see you, Nuka. I see you, Nuka. He is still going to be out on track for a different pit lane lap. So we'll have to keep an eye on that there, Cotton. As we come on out, Sauce is going to be into P9. Make that Nope, still P9. And this 12 is still on out. I'm very surprised that this is what his goal is. 3 drivers out of this race, as you can see right there. KY Colonel first out, then Brink, and then James Snow. There's 14 left in this race currently, and we are in stage 2 of stage 3. A lot of these drivers are just going for broke right now. They are just absolutely flying to make sure that they can actually make it to the end of this run while blasting as much fuel as they can. Not really giving a crap as to saving or whatever. So let's see here. I'm waiting for someone to pull up their proximity and see who they're around right now. The 4 and the 18 are the nearest battle on track. You can see that this is for P4 to P5 currently. But that number 12 has yet to make a pit stop. And we're looking for him to eventually come on down any day now. Very interesting how he's able to make this work. Actually, no matter how we slice his pie, he will be able to make it, and all of this is perfectly legal. But we are at a critical juncture where, at this point, I mean, are you just losing too much time? That is going to be the question mark here. The 12 of Nuka, essentially, I know what he's trying to do. He's trying to pit with enough laps that he can just essentially go for broke. It looks like we're finally seeing that come on down. Oh, but I think he's out of fuel. So this 12 of Nuka is just going to be putting around right now on the apron. He's trying to go long enough that he doesn't have to save fuel at all, and he can just go for broke. But you can see right here, this 12 is finally going to get to the pit entry line, give up the ghost, and that will be the lead right there. Looking to see when the 66 is going to come on around. I think that is for position, yep, right here. So this number 66 is back to the leader. So essentially, the 12 of Nuka is going to go back 2 laps down. Will that be enough? I don't know, because there's going to be some that have pits through all of this that are going to be just taking 2 and just go. Oh my goodness! No shot! The 66 of Chapman has lagged on out from the lead. No shot! From the lead, ladies and gentlemen, the 66 of Chapman is out of here. Oh my goodness. And that, ladies and gentlemen, is how quickly things can change. So, that number 21 of Coyote is now P1. 18 of Bass, P2. That Cyber is not on the lead lap, mind you. He is fighting. Oh my goodness, hiccups. Oh, I get so excited. Oh my god. No shot that happened. Absolute scenes here at Dover. The 66 of Chapman out from the lead. And because of that, there is now 13 left in this race. Oh my goodness. The 12, you can see that he is just going to put the pedal to the metal. He does not have to worry about fuel at all. He can just go. But will he have enough time? I am not sure. There's are 4 drivers out of this race. I cannot believe that happened. But to go back to what I was saying, though, B-Comp is in P3. The 22 of Cyber is not for position. Remember, he got caught out by that early stage, and actually had to actually had to be trapped a lap down. Everyone else behind, like Story Square, um, as well as Monster as well, also had to pit and basically be trapped a lap or two down. So that this number 22 is trying to get his lap back the hard way. Absolute scenes here, ladies and gentlemen. I cannot believe that actually happened. So Story Square is also not for position, mind you. This is we're looking at P3 now, which is Packers. P4, I'm actually not familiar with. I think it's Blackout. I could be mistaken on that though. With P5 being the Nine of Sauce. The Nine of Sauce is basically good to go when it comes to fuel, because remember, he's trying to pit with only or he's not trying to pit anymore. He is essentially trying to go the distance and make sure he doesn't have to pit. It's going to be interesting to see how it works on out, and a lot of these guys are going to be trying to undercut and just try and make the distance. So there is the 47 to 4. They must have pit on the same lap right there. So these guys are taking 4 tires and just trying to get as fast laps as possible. 32 coming on pass right there. The 4 of Harvick. 4 of B Comp right there trying to do the same. So there's the 47 as well coming off of pit road. The 11, which is P3 of Packers, trying to make a little something happen, try to ride the lightning right behind the draft of the 47. But you can see this number 11 is looking very strong right now. But with the strategy that is being presented right now, I do not know what we're going to be seeing from a lot of these guys. Oh, I feel so bad for Chapman. He was looking mighty strong in this entirety of the race, but unfortunately, lag just said no. Looks like the 21 is going to give up the ghost. He's going to pit this time. The 18 has to make sure that he gives him plenty of space. Does not want to wreck himself or others. He hits the apron right there. That's not going to help him right there. The 22, like I said, is trying to get his lap back the hard way. Again, it's a valid strategy. He can try to go for it. But really, the person to watch right now is that 9 of Sauce, with the 12 being miles back from him. The 9 is going to be in a very good position. That 12 is actually a full lap down right now, comparatively speaking to the 9. So it's going to be very interesting to see how this is going to shake on out for the 9, because this 12 is basically just cooking. He does not have to worry about fuel at all. The 9 may have timed it perfectly. Just making sure that we didn't lose anyone else. Oh, okay, the 21 was just pitting right there, so he was a very lonely person. Here's the 4 B comp, and look at the difference between new and old tires. The 4 is just tearing through all of this right here, and now we're going to be coming on through into turn 3. The 18 has to give way. The 4 is just going to absolutely clear the 18 right there. Wonderful move by those guys. Looks like majority of these of the drivers are actually on the front stretch right now. At least 8 of them are. 8 of the 13 still on track. So everyone just kind of in their own little bubble right now. The 21, who has already made his pit stop, is trying to get past the 21. The 11 has yet to pit. The 38 spun down there on the apron. Not quite sure what's happening. The 6 of Blackout is... oh, he's out of fuel. That is why. So the 38 trying to get to the pits in order to make it there. Absolute scenes. Looks like we... So as we're just kind of going on through right now, just seeing where everyone's at. Lap 61 of... lap 61 of 78. So a lot of these drivers are going to be coming on down for their final stop. The 18 of Bass is our leader currently. P2 being the 11 of Packers, with the 9 being P3. Now we're just seeing a lot of these drivers come on down. You can see the 18 signaling right now, so everyone has to give way because very difficult pit road here with how easy it is to just get ran over here. We have seen plenty of times, actually. In fact, IRL, Dover, Jimmy Johnson almost just rear-ended, I think it was Ryan Preece, there at the end of the 2020 fall race. Wonderful job by Mr. Seven Time, but Dover is just very unforgiving when it comes to their pit adjustments. Yeah, and we are seeing confirmation. Some people trying to take right side tires. Bass is going to be one of them. That is going to be a huge time saver for a lot of these guys. The 9 of Sauce, though, is now going to be our leader. As no, I apologize. He's not going to be our leader quite yet, as the 11 is still out on track, but he will be essentially. I'm hoping he pulls up his proximity so far because I want to see who he has behind him. For reference, oh, never mind. Just had him. I just had it for a hot second. There we go. We have Cyber actually behind behind the 9 of Sauce. Just for reference, a lot of these guys are hoping for a caution, but it's going to be very few and far between. We almost had it right there with the 36. Not quite sure what happened with him, but a lot of these guys are hoping for a yellow sooner rather than later. The 22 is going to come on down. Oh, you don't want to speed. Don't want to speed. Hopefully he didn't speed right there. And because of that, we are looking at huge advancements when it comes to strategy. So there goes the 12 on the 9's POV, getting his lap back. That is not for position. That is to get his lap back the hard way. So that was correct as the 9 laps the outside wall right there. What is that even a word? Plap? I do not even know. So because of that, we're looking at a lot of these drivers kind of just try to chase on down the 9. All of this is perfectly legal, by the way. Just to clarify, fuel is 41 laps, and you are looking at saving in the 78 lap stage. Essentially, a one-stop is actually recommended. But okay, I thought the 11 actually the 11 lagged out right there. The 9 is now officially going to be the leader here, and just trying to see where everyone is in comparison to the 9. So the 9 is just up the way right now. So in reference to where B comp the 21 of Coyote and the 18 of Bass, the 9 is about a straightaway ahead. So they have 10 laps to get there. Will they be able to pass? Beatty currently is, oh, there he is actually currently the lucky dog right now. But will that be the be-all, end-all? Because there's a 9, looking for the 3, and looking for, there he is, the 21, the 4, the 18, all of these guys behind. With 10 laps to go, it's going to be very interesting to see how these guys are going to be able to make it. Currently, there's only 2 people officially on the lead lap. It's actually the 12, who's in P2, and the 9 in P1. The 38 trying to get one of his laps back the hard way. And in fact, he actually, everyone wants the 9 to just keep running like that. So as the 9 comes on around right here, we're going to be seeing how many laps to go. We're on lap 72, meaning 7 laps to go in this stage. So it's going to be very interesting to see how all this is going to shake on out, because not everyone is going to get back on the lead lap. There are going to be some that are going to try, and there are going to be some that are going to not be able to make it. The 3 currently is the lucky dog right there, and now the 21 is barely within shot of right there. There's the 9. The 21 is hard charging on tires, but you can see how much he's pushing. The 21 barely able to make it. The 3 of Beatty, currently speaking, is going to be the lucky dog. However, I don't know. We'll have to see. 5 laps to go this time, though, so anything can happen in 5 laps. We've seen the 66 of Chapman lag on out from the lead. In fact, during the All-Star, very similarly, Xander, who was leading in the segment 4, actually, was leading until the final point in the run, and after that it was game over. So I don't know. Interesting to see how all this is going to shake on out. The 21 is hard charging, 4 laps to go. during all of this. You can see the 9 is still saving. I do not know if he can make it. That's going to be the big question mark. He should be able to make it. In fact, actually, if he doesn't get his gaslight on by this lap, he should be able to go. But right now, this 21, who we're on board with right now for 3 laps to go, is seeing that 9 get closer and closer, but he may not be able to make it. If that 3 can even pass, he should be A-okay. Because essentially, he just wants to get as many people on the lead lap as possible, or at least that's what the 21 wants to do. The 4, everyone trying to do the same. 2 laps to go, he should be A-okay now. So we were looking and hoping, but not everyone could do it. So that 9 car is going to be our stage winner by a country mile. And I think the 3 is out right there, so that 3, unfortunate for him, will not be the lucky dog, and that 21 will be. There's going to be 3 people on the lead lap coming out of this stage. The 18, there we go. Looks like got caught up by the 22. And as we come on around, the 3 lost it right there. Very unfortunate. Coming on around for the stage victory is the 9 of Sauce. 2 people on the lead lap. Here is P2, actually. Wow. Hey, you know what? Sometimes it'd be like that. Ooh, the 38 also spun right there. So a lot of these guys are really hoping for a caution right now. I'm actually very surprised. No one is chatting in the Discord. Very interesting. Oh, and the 36 is dead. So, as we come on around, we're going to have 3 people on the lead lap. Coyote is going to be the first person on the with the lucky dog. B Comp will be P4. Bass P5, Packers P6, Blackout P7, Beatty P8, and then Cyber is going to be trapped 2 laps down with Chewy in P10. So, as we come on around for the final stage right here, essentially, you gotta feel for Chapman. All these guys that got stuck on out of this right here. Ooh, there we go. So that's what happened to Beatty, because he ended up being killed by the he ended up being killed by the 18. Very unfortunate for him. A lot of these guys now are trying to get to the leader in order to unlap themselves the hard way. The 3 Beatty is going to be the first car, or last car 1 lap down, I should say. So there's the 4 B-Comp trying to get his lap back the hard way. The 9 of Sauce and the 12 of Nuka, mind you, all trying to stay out of the way because they have a strategy to uphold. But only with the 21 of Coyote and those 2 previously mentioned on the lead lap. Everyone else is basically kind of just running right now. Essentially, we're looking for the 9 and the 12 to just kind of backing up 3 wide. This could get really dicey here. The 21 to 38 getting on out, very, very close, but everyone holds their ground. And because of that, coming on through, you have a lot of people just giving way. The 9 is hoping for anything but a yellow, and you're looking at the 36, the 38, all getting on past the 12, the 21 as well. That is going to be surprisingly for the lead. We have a person around right there. Will that be a yellow? Yes, that will be, and we have a new person on the lead lap. That is going to be the 4 of B-Comp. Oh, never mind. Actually, there's going to be a lot of people on the lead lap. Beatty is going to get back on the lead lap because of that. I'm not quite sure what happened there, but that is probably the best news for the 4, the 11, the 18, the 22. The 22 is actually now back to 1 lap down. Still not on the lead lap, but Ugh. We'll have to see, though. Because this race is far from over. 41 laps to go, 76 remaining. It's a lot easier to save in this stage. So that means we're going to restart with 73 to go. Ugh. So, it's going to be very interesting, actually, how all this is going to unfold. Oh, the 36 did not get going, and the 32. What is happening back here? The 36. Oh, my goodness. I think I do not know what happened there. I feel so bad for Story Square. Oh my goodness, he just did not get going, and he is all by his lonesome now. So, very interesting how all this is unfolding here, because we have a brand new strategy unfolding here with 71 laps to go. It's a lot easier to save. It's still incredibly hard, though, for those. So the 9 is going to go into save mode right here. And you can see that he's just going to the outside, trying to not worry about really anything on the inside right there. But I feel so bad for Story Square. What the heck happened? Looks like the 36 got lagged into. Where is he at? There he is, all by his lonesome. Story. No, not like this. Story has had no luck this race, but with a little bit of luck, these guys are back in it right now. So, we're seeing a lot of these drivers kind of adapt now to the cards that they've been dealt. The 6 of Blackout currently leading the way. A lot of these guys are going to have to save now. It's a lot easier to do so, as opposed to what this race started with. It's going to be interesting. 1 second. Give me actually 1 second, guys. I'll be right back. And of course, as I leave, there's a battle for the lead right there. The 6 of Blackout was leading. Now the 21 of Coyote, and like I said, don't count out Coyote quite yet, because he is able to make magic happen. The 4 B-Comp, though, always looking very strong here when it comes to any track, but he's actually starting to come alive here as the stage has been going on. Packers as well in P3 currently. Very strong start for him. Only race 5 of the season, like I said, but he is looking already for a playoff berth going into race 6 for Auto Club. No one has left the building quite yet, so that's actually awesome news. The 18 of Bass, I was actually watching on board with his POV for a hot second. He actually was battling with, or not battling, he was just actually kind of following the 9 and the 12 right there. Unfortunately for him, he is not saving enough fuel as the 9 is. And that is because of the 9 shifting the neutral going into the corners while the 18 is not. Now, I know that's a thing that the wheel drivers have that I'm not quite sure if the 18 has as well. But there is an advantage for the controller users in order to save some fuel around here. It's probably going to need a caution in order to really put themselves back into fighting contention. But it can happen. So, let's keep an eye on this though, because if we go green the entire way, the people that are saving right now, which is the 9 of Sauce and the 12 of Nuka, looks like the 32 has now called it a night, so that is now down to 12. Very unfortunate for those for Story. Unfortunately, as we saw earlier in the run, he was just way on out of contention earlier in the run. Brian SP lagging and then getting into the 32 exclusively, and it was just no go from there. So what was 17 is now down to 12. Still very healthy field here, and a lot of these guys are just trying to make the distance. Battle for P2 has come and gone. B-Comp slides back to P3. Remember, the 22 is still a lap down. That 22 has been a lap down the entire race. And props to him, he's been fast. Remember, he was leading the race early on. But at Dover, sometimes it's not about how fast you go. It's about just how much you can save. So right now, the 21, you can see purposely getting out of the way. He's trying to let someone else lead so he can actually start saving a little bit. The 21 has been able to make the distance when it comes to the amount of laps left. He was actually able to make the entirety of stage 1. So this 21 could be able to make something happen right here. Unfortunately, I do not have the privilege of looking at his fuel and tires, but you can see right now that it looks like he's starting to make that adjustment. He's starting to save now, so that 21 definitely trying something a little different. So let's keep an eye on the 21. There's 6 of Blackout right behind, currently in P5. Yes, currently in P5, with P6 being Sauce, P7 being Nuka, P8 being Beatty, P9 being Cyber, P10 being Brian SP, P11 being Chewy, and the 38 being P12. So that is our complete running order. Oh, and then P13, I guess, being Story Square, P14 being Chapman, 15th James Snow, 16th Frank, 17th is Colonel. So that is our entire rundown, and as we come on around, we'll be able to tell you how many laps to go. 53, so we're 3/4 of the way through this race right now. 200 laps was on docket tonight. Dover always being a stressor on the mind when it comes to just how many laps do I need to go in order before I can pit. So, as we come on around to officially complete 3/4 of the race, I just want to say thank you all so much for coming on out, supporting the stream, and for all these drivers that took time out of their days in order to race with us. So, it has been an absolute privilege to take MRL to the heights of where it is right now. 4 series strong, ranging from 2 different games, NASCAR Heat 5 as well as the F1 side of things. It's just been an absolute pleasure. Going on 2 years this April of what this league has been in business for. So it has definitely been a pleasure. And some of these drivers are actually that in this race were actually in the first MRL race. Cyber, of course, winning that race. He was there. Bassbuck as well was there at the very beginning. And I think that is it for this current juncture. Oh no, Packers. Packers was also he wasn't in the first race, but he was there for the second, and he actually won the second. So interesting little tidbit. Because of that, very very thankful for everyone coming on through and showing support for the entire league as a whole. I couldn't have done it without you guys. And as you can see right now, Packers currently in the lead right now. The 47 of Chewy going on down and saving a little bit of fuel right there. I think, or at least maybe missing pit road and then trying to come on around again. I'm not quite sure exactly what's happening there. Let's see though as we come on around into turn 3 and now turn 4. Nope, he's just riding around the apron for some reason. Interesting. Interesting strategy, Cotton. Let's see where it takes him. So because of that, I think we have 11 drivers currently in the running right now, with everyone being where they're at and kind of running for the sake of running. What a race this would have been, just hypothetically. This would be for the lead. The 22 is not for position, but you have the top 3 all in a line. Packers P1, B-Comp P2 with Bass being P3. Imagine the absolute scenes. But the 21 of Coyote trying to save a little something right there. The 6 of Blackout, I do believe, is trying to do the same. The 9 we've already known is saving right now. And with 44 laps to go, there is a lot of racing left to do, and a lot that can change. I don't want to commentators curse it, but there is still a lot of potential mishaps that can occur. You can see the 38 coming on down. Unfortunately, he will have to make another pit stop. There's no way he can even make it if he was to try to save. Actually, if he could, he could probably save. Technically, the fuel window opens up in only 2 laps, so not. It is entirely possible to go the entire distance. The 36 of Brian SP trying to save as well. But unfortunately, some are doing a better job of it than others. 42 laps to go right now. And like I said, we are 1 lap away from officially the fuel carrying us the rest of the way. But like I said, never say never. There's a lot of things that can happen, and a lot of things that could happen, and that could have been one of them right there. The 6 trying to get out of the way, the 9 just running his line right there. The 6 did nothing wrong right there. It was just meeting at the wrong time. Blackout just trying to get out of the way, and the 9 just coming with a full set of steam. But that's exactly what I'm talking about. That is what could have happened right there. As you can see, the 6 just letting the 12 go, knowing that he's not on the same strategy, and just letting him go. So, as we come on around, people are going to be pitting a little bit later than normal, because we are officially 40 laps to go. A lot of these guys are going to be maxing out their fuel, trying to go the distance. Bass's light just went on. We are officially 39 laps to go. The 22 is coming on down this time. You can patented move right there in order to come on down and go below the yellow. The 11 of Packers, probably one of the best on saving fuel and tires. We're going to be seeing if he can come on down this time. Yes, he will. Looks like the 18 will as well. The 4 will not. A very interesting strategy by them. By the 4, I mean. So you can see the 11 coming on down. The 18 really also coming at a snail's pace. No one actually sputtering, mind you. So everyone just kind of hitting their marks and being smooth. Technically, they can make it. It's going to be interesting. It's going to be a stretch, but they can do it. The 4 of B-Comp as well is going to be trying to do it. And the 21 of Coyote, who has yet to pit. Same thing with Sauce, as they actually clang cheeks right there. That's not the term for it. They cling the side panels coming on out. This race is far from over, ladies and gentlemen. When adversity strikes these drivers, ugh. When adversity strikes these drivers, the drivers will fight back. As the 22 of Cyber just not the race that he would have wanted. Saw that he was sideways right there and almost wrecked it. Oh my goodness me. The 21, I'm trying to go on board with him. Eventually. I think I just totally passed him. The 21 Coyote is... He's still going. And I know what him and the 12 are doing. They're doing the exact same thing. They are trying to make it the entire distance without having to worry about fuel. No saving, no games, just all about pace. Looks like the 21 is sputtering right now, so he's coming on down for his final stop. Make sure he wants to hit those marks and be smooth all the way through the, and not speed. The 12 is going to take on over the 9 of Sauce coming on out of the pits. You can see him right there. Chewy already making his pit stop. There are some that have pit already, and there are some that have not. The 12 has not, and he is going to be probably the best one on fuel. He's not going to be worrying about fuel or tires, mind you. So he is just basically rocking and rolling right now. There are some, though, like the 18 of Bass right here, that still has to worry about fuel marginally. Typically, when it comes to fuel around Dover, 35 to go is your magic mark. Essentially, you want to pit with like 35 to go, and you don't have to worry about fuel at all. Same thing with tires. You don't have to worry about fuel or tires there. So these guys pit with 37 to go. So there's still a little bit of saving. Like the 21 of Coyote did the exact same thing. And I think the 9 has to be put on notice right now that the 21 is on the same strategy as him. So that 9 has to be a little apprehensive that, hey, he no longer has an advantage anymore. There are others that are actually doing that same thing. So it is going to be interesting to see what this 9 and the 21 can do. Because there are some, like this 21 is a lot better on fuel than the 9 is. In fact, actually the 12 is actually a lot better on fuel than either of these. So a lot of these guys, the 9 and the 21 especially, are probably just going to be full blasting it to see what's going to happen. Just for reference though, Nuka is still in the pits. In fact, there he is exiting pit road. He is for sure, he is the only one that I'm aware of that for sure does not have to worry about fuel or tires. So he is coming on out of pits, and he can just go full beans. Looks like the 36 is also called in tonight. That is Brian SP. Very unfortunate. 6 down. 11 to go. So right now, these guys are essentially playing chess with one another. Packers, the 11 of Packers is our leader right now in this current juncture. But this can change massively here because of fuel. This race has been flung wide open, especially when it comes to the 9 and the 21 right here. These are the 2 to watch right now, as opposed to the 12, who, very unfortunately, is kind of a country mile behind right now. I think he saved a little bit too much, and there is such a thing of doing that. You can actually save too much on fuel. But the 21 right here is a couple laps behind, or sorry, that's not the right way of phrasing it. Pit a couple laps after the 9 of Sauce. So he is 100% able to just go right now. Right now we're looking at 32 laps of fuel for Sauce, 29 for Bass. Come on around to see how many laps to go this time. So 29 for Bass, with 27 to go. This race has been flung wide open, ladies and gentlemen. That caution may have been perfectly timed for when it comes to a lot of these guys. So a lot of these guys are still saving because, of course, they need to. But with all these, I just went 4 in a row right there. Oh my goodness. On out of this race. Oh my goodness. They are going to be in a really weird boat when it comes to saving. 26 to go right now, and I'm seeing like Bass, who is probably in the worst fuel situation right now with 28 laps. He's going to be really, really close. B Comp is going to be a little bit better on fuel. He is with 29 laps of fuel. But the ones that we know for sure are A-OK are like Sauce and the 21 of Coyote. In fact, let's go on board with them. So there's the 9 of Sauce, the 21 of Coyote right there, the 22 of Cyber, just unfortunately being the meat in the sandwich right here. And you see the 22 just getting out of the way. Just, hey, you know what? This is not my fight. I'm not on the lead lap. So tip of the hat move to the 22 of Cyber. So this 21 is, for all intents and purposes, trying to chase on down the chase on down for what he thinks is going to be the win. Now, these three could could throw a wrench. If these guys start saving, they have a decent enough gap to the 9 of Sauce that they can actually probably get something done. I don't know though, because we're fast approaching 20 laps to go. In fact, I'm actually a little bit behind. I'm actually half a lap behind when it comes to POV. So I'm going to refresh both. So. 22 laps to go. Bass is on 23 laps. Ooh, it's going to be close. B Comp is a little bit better. Like I said, he has a lap, that number 4, I mean, has a lap more of fuel because he pit a lap after than the 11 and the 18. But it's never too late. They have to kind of slow down the pace a little bit, but they can make something work right here. P4 and P5 battling right here. The 21 has 2 laps more fuel than the 9 of Sauce, and because of that, the 21 of Coyote is really starting to heat up the 9 right here. For all intents and purposes, this will be the battle for the win. Will it? I don't know. But because those 3 in front, these 3, may prove to have a little summon for the the drivers. I don't know. The 12 though, let's go on board with him for a hot second. Eventually, there he is. The 12 is just posting hot laps. Well, a little bit too much, too hot lap. And he kind of plastered the outside wall there in turn 4. But he is 100% good to go on fuel. He is not worried about a dang thing. Everyone just on out of this race. You can see that these guys have really slowed down the pace. In fact, they're looking at fuel right now. They're looking at 19 laps of fuel. They need to kind of slow on down the pace a little bit more if they need a little something to work. 21 laps of fuel for Sauce, and he is no longer saving. He's actually battling the 21 of Coyote, and that's exactly what the 21 needs to do. He's putting the 9 on, he's pressuring the 9, making sure that he can go the entire distance and not have to worry about saving. Because right now, Sauce is in a critical juncture where even though he has 21 laps of fuel, he is going to be very, very close to not making it if he goes the entire distance on just full beans. The 21 does not have to worry about that because he saved more than the 9 did. And unfortunately, the 12 in all of this is a little bit too far back. It's unfortunately not going to be a whole lot to be said for the 12 in order to get this win tonight, unless we have a yellow. Speaking of, actually, here's Blackout having a very good run out of all of this right here. As we are approaching 15 laps to go, we are actually on 15 laps to go right now. So, it's going to be close. It's going to be close, guys. I don't know. These guys have really started backing off the pace, and you can see from the 11, the 18, the 4 of B Comp, everyone is starting to back off the pace. The 11, especially, is basically gauging himself. He's playing it. It's essentially, how do I describe this? It's a game of chicken. How slow can you go? You are essentially gauging each other on how fast and how much you need to go. Because the distance between all of this, let's kind of check on in. Here's the 9, and about full straightaway in front is where they're at. So these guys are just going full beans. They don't need to worry about it right now. But the guys in front leading the way, the 11, the 18, the 4, they're essentially playing cat and mouse right now. Kind of hitting the apron. They're going slow. They're going slow to go fast. We are on lap 189 right now. 11 laps of fuel for Bass. Or sorry, 13 laps to go. Is that 11 or 3? Oh, yep, it was a 3. So, this is gonna get tight. I'll be honest, I thought this race was over. I thought this race was over. No, the 4 B comp says that he has enough, and he is going to go for the dub right there. At least he's gonna try. The 11 of Packers, currently leading the way. He's gonna be battling hard because we may have a Packers podium right here. Maybe even a Packers dub. It's going to be interesting because the 4 looks like he's good to go. He does not have to worry about fuel anymore. At least that's the vibe that I'm getting up from him. Because of that, we have... Let's check on in with our resident P4 and P5. Looks like the 9 kind of getting out of the way. I think he actually shifted into neutral right there. Yes, he did. You can see that's the trademark of that because of how... wide he went right there. That's him shifting into neutral. He didn't do so in turn 3. So that is him just kind of running normally. But let's check on in with these guys. 9 to go here. So the 11, the 18, the 4, all saving gas. Oh, the 4 is going to put the pressure on the 11. Essentially, the 4, like I said, that is to what I'm expecting. Being like, hey, you know what? I'm good to go on fuel. Are you? Hopefully the 11 was able to save up enough fuel because now the 4 is in the lead and he looks like he has no intention of slowing down right now. The 18 as well kind of being put on blast. Will he just settle for P3 or will he go for the win? I do not know. The 11 of Packers as well. That caution, I thought was still on the outer edge of being able to make it. May have been exactly what these guys were waiting for. Maybe if these guys are able to make it, some over-saving by the 9 and the 21 out of all of this with 7 laps to go. I don't know. You can see the 11 and the 18 having nothing for the 4. Will the 4 be able to make it on fuel? Because remember, the more you push, the more you lose. You can see the 11 and the 18 still playing cat and mouse with one another. They're essentially gauging each other when it comes to how much they need to save. Coming to 5 laps to go. Was actually going on board with B-Comp there for a few laps. Eventually. Oh my goodness, there it is. The 4 B-Comp, which started as the pole, being bounced around from the variety of the top 10, is now finding himself to be in the winning spot. No one likes a fuel race, but with a well-timed caution like that, hey, you know what? That is probably the best thing for it. Oh, the 21 puts the bumper to the 9, mind you. I just saw that from the 9's POV. Looks like the 21 is A-okay right now. So let's check on in with that for a hot second. Oh, there's a 21 right there. The 9 is good to go. The 21 now essentially is going ghost. So checking in with B-Comp. This is 3 laps to go. 3 laps to go, and we are looking at Packers and Bass really play it close and loose with each other. They both have 2 laps to go when it comes to fuel, and they should be able to make it. But B-Comp, did he go too early? Will he be able to make it all the way around with 2 laps to go now? Looking to see if there's any battles on track. I do not think so. No one else should pose a threat to this 4 right here, unless he himself is going to run out of fuel. It's going to be interesting. It's going to be close, but we're going to be looking at a little something here, a little something special. Coming to the white flag. This race is official. The 4 coming on around for the last time in a turn 1. You can actually see in the background the 9 and the 21 getting into shot. 4 getting so loose right there. Worn tires, empty gas, empty gas can. Coming on through turn 4. The 4 is going to run out of fuel coming on off of 4 and will take the checkered flag. The 11 is out. The 21 and the 18. We have, I guess, a caution. Not sure why or how, but that will be the race. And with that, B Comp will be our victor. Bass P2, Coyote P3. Wow. Let me just... There we go. Oh, no. And with that, I cannot believe that happened. I feel so bad for Cyber as well. 3 laps down. No one to rely on. B-Comp actually getting the sweep right there. P1. He actually got pole. He didn't get the complete sweep. He didn't sweep the stages. But pole, fastest lap, and then P1. So, let's talk about it. Terrible way to win it. Oh my goodness. I like how Sauce is just like, good win. Did you save at the pump? I saved at the pump. Let's see here. Actually, real quick, I actually have to I have to send that. Hopefully it is a GIF. Hang on one second. Hang on, I have to do this. There we go. All right, I had to send that notification. There we go. Okay, let's get our top 3 up into a party. I'll be right back. All right. So as we wait for everyone to get up in here, we actually do have Brian SP coming in very clutch with the full results. I was able to get the top 10 just by looking at streams, but I was not able to get below that. So let's take a look at it. We have... Oh, it looks like Brian SP was still out there. So that was a case of the glitch. I think you all know what I'm talking about. The glitch... where it looks like they lag on out, but they are still very much in, still very much in the race. So, B-Comp P1, Bass P2, Coyote P3, Sauce P4, Packers P5, Nuka P6, Blackout P7, Beatty P8, Cyber, Chewy rounds out the top 10. P11 is going to be Monster, Brian SP P12, Story Square P13, Chapman P14, James Snow P15, Brink and Colonel P16 and 17. 13th through 17th are our DNFs, with Brian SP being our last runner. I have to say thanks, bud. There we go. And I think we have everyone up in here. Yes, we do. So, okay, let's just get this out of the way. Dover, not the best track when it comes to strategy in terms of the difference between controllers and wheel, but that does not change how that race can, or how the results, I should say, can impact the finish. I mean, I don't know. I think we saw it right there. Perfectly timed yellow. It looked like to me, I think it was a 38, and someone else just got into it, and that was the perfect lap. We're going to start with Coyote. So let's go into the Benedetto. Coyote, very strong start, winning stage 1. Unfortunately, was not able to get the results from stage 1 in the final results. What was it like from your perspective, man?
Oh, it was a lot of fuel saving, Patton, but I don't know. That first stage had to save enough to get to the end, and I got that stage. Second stage, I'm like, I'm not saving. That's just too much work. And then Sauce pretty much like bamboozled the field on that one. Luckily, I was in the lucky dog position to stay on the lead lap, and then the last stage, what do you know? Fuel saving. I got to tip my cap, though. I really thought I'd be racing Sauce for the lead, and I was beating on him for a couple of laps to get by there because I really thought it'd come down to us, but they did a really good job saving up front there to make it to the end. I'm kind of still scratching my head. I thought I kind of had that one in the bag, but don't count your chickens. So I don't know. Good race all around. Good for BC to get a win. Good to see Batsbuck get a podium. He's a real respectable racer. So, yeah.
Well, I mean, honestly, I think the entire Discord was in the same viewpoint where fuel strategy is very, very hard if you do not have the equipment for it. But that doesn't mean you should count your chickens before they hatch. You three are all proof of that. Not the best fuel savers in the field. That was by far the 9 and the 12. But they finished P4 and I think P6 actually. Yeah, because Packers finished P5. So I mean, definitely one of those occasions where it's not over until the checkered flag.
Right on.
All right, so Coyote, excellent job. That is another podium to add to your collection here. If I'm counting my stacks correctly, I always have to fact check myself here. That is going to be your second podium of the season. Yes, it is. And definitely a very strong start to your season as you are entering this race P8 and probably around P5 or P6 and exiting. Excellent job.
Thanks.
All right, so let's go on to Kyle Busch here. So it looks like to me, Bass. I've known you for a while now. You are by far a person to not be a fuel saver, but stage 3.
Correct.
Facts. Stage 3, where that caution was probably at the best time possible, even for controller users, that was able to be achieved. What was it like? How was it nerve-wracking at all, or was it just like this is easy?
No. Field strategy in this game is the worst thing I've ever seen in my life. But because certain people are at a certain disadvantage. I mean, it's pretty obvious. But I was out of field, so I wasn't going to make it, and that caution got me out. So thank you, Packers, for dying. I really appreciate it. But yeah, I hate field strategy. It just sucks. I mean, I feel like I ran pretty damn good. It was just I wish it would have played out and we could actually race for it. But I don't know. I don't know if B-Comp could have made it anyway. I'm kind of mad now because I hit the apron and just let it pass me. But man, that was a fun race. I'm surprised I ran that well here. I didn't expect that. But yeah, crazy finish there. I ran out off 2 and I was just gonna wall bang it and hope I got something out of it, but thankfully the yellow came out. And
Yeah, it looks like I'm actually watching your PV right now. It looks like Packers ran out like fully at the start of turn 3. Unfortunately, Chewy was to the outside. I can see what you meant by I was just gonna wall bang it. You're just gonna
yeah, I was just gonna broadcast aim it in 34 and hope I got something out of it. But
yeah. Well, I'll tell you what though. That 21 and 9 were hard charging. Do you think you would have been able to hold them off with how low you were on fuel, or do you think?
what if I? Well, I guess we'll never know. I mean, I don't know. I guess we'll never know.
Well, we'll never know. Well, that's where you're wrong because we're going to do another 200 laps right now. Let's load back in and.
Yeah, I'm good. Give me a clutch and I'll be good to go. But
yeah. Getting back to brass tacks here, we have an excellent start from you. P6 entering this race in the standings. That's definitely going to help you on out because not only did you have a good result, but you actually had some good stage points as well. Very lucky to be one of those people. Same thing with our winner here. I'll get to him with the same question. But that caution came on out. You were one of the 6 people that actually passed the 9. Did you, I mean, at that point, did you think you had a chance or did you think it was just... I mean, do you think it was going?
I didn't expect the yellow to come out, that's for sure. I thought we were just going to run it out with 3 cars in the lead lap like it's 1979. But, I mean, I don't know. It was fun. I mean, I'm not sure, man. I don't know. If it came down to field, I knew I had no chance. I was just going to finish last car in the lead lap probably. But luckily, I don't know. I don't know, man. It's hard saving, man. Like, I don't know. It's just hard saving on controller. And not to mention when you lift early down the backstretch trying to save fuel, it doesn't really do anything. I mean, and then when you lift early on controller, you just want to hit the apron and your car does all kinds of jank crap. It makes no sense. But fun race. I don't know. Man,
Yeah.
next one.
Well, Dover is always one of those tracks, especially when it comes to the Cup Series, just because you run such high revs. It's really weird how the presets have it, and that's why you lose as much fuel as you do. But hey, it worked out for you three. In fact, so congrats, Bass, on the P2. That's definitely a good points haul for you at this juncture. Auto Club's next week, and hopefully you can get a good
Oh,
result there.
I love some Auto Club.
Auto Club is a lot of fun.
My favorite.
Going on to that, congrats, Bass, P2. Going on to our winner here, and that is going to be our fourth winner of the season. Go over to Kevin Harvick. B-Comp, man, welcome. Welcome to Victory Lane for the first time this season.
It's about time. I just wish I didn't win it in that fashion.
Well, a win's a win, man. Same question. I asked Bass and Coyote. You three, all three of you, were not the best fuel savers in the field. That was by far the 9 and the 12. What was your mindset like that entire final run?
Well, the run prior before pit stops, I thought I was in trouble because I noticed Bass Buck in the 11 pitted the lap before me, and I'm like, all right, so I have a little bit of advantage. But when I came out of pit road, they were literally right in front of me. So, all right, so I had it lined up perfectly because with a controller, you can't save hardly at all on your own. So I just followed around behind them and waited till about 10 to go, and I was kind of just, I was 4 laps to the good then. So I was just kind of waiting for Bass to make a mistake, and then I'd get underneath of him. And same thing, I saw the 11 was out of control because, I mean, it burns your tires off when you're backing it down like that. And so I eventually cleared both of them, and then I just tried keeping to get away from them, and my car was junk because my tires were just completely smoked. But I ended up coming to the line with 2 laps left on fuel, so worked out good.
Oh, let's see. That could have fooled me because it looked like to me, it looked like you were running out. But again, that's just the POV that I was looking at. So, I mean, the broadcast POV is trash. But either way, though, that doesn't take away from the whole aspect that you were actually one of the fastest guys in the field. Obviously by having the fastest lap, that proves it. Um, let's be real. You probably didn't expect it to come tonight at all, did you?
What about the win? No,
Yeah.
on speed I was because I'm very good at Dover. I think I won a truck race in the light series here. I can't remember the exact details, but
Yes, you did.
anyway,
I remember that. Yeah.
I wish I went ahead and I wish I could see what everybody else had in the field, but I got wrecked. I can't remember if it was in stage one or what happened. The 47 got in the fence and I just had nowhere to go. Well, anyway, I passed probably 5 or 6 cars there. I ran Bass Buck down. He was one of them. I just rode behind him until pit stops. And that thing was fast. I was really happy with it after adjustments. Before adjustments, after I set on the pole, I almost wrecked it in the first 3 or 4 laps because it was just out of control.
Well, thankfully you didn't because that would have probably I mean changed up the entire strategy for stage one, and definitely would not have had as many people on the lead lap. Which, small note, you're the person that you beat by .002 for the pole was a lap down the entire race, at least a lap down the entire race. So I don't know. While you guys are talking on, I guess luck, there are some on the other end of the spectrum that just had no luck, and 22 is definitely one of those. Just as an example, the 36 and the 38 as well. So, a huge impact on how and the little decisions that you guys make throughout the race can impact your end result. Where all four of you guys were up there for the lead, but only three of you were on the lead lap.
Well, that's the thing. I really felt bad for all those guys because being a lap down after stage two with all that going on, Coyote was lucky enough to get the lucky dog, but I was just 1 spot shy. Well, right when that restart happened, you know what? I'm going to get past Sauce as fast as I can. That was my plan, and it actually worked out. There was a caution, and that was probably my happiest point of the race.
And then it was back to the grind, get back a nose to the grindstone, and got to save that fuel because you had to make it in one stop.
Yeah, I wished I would pray so hard just to have a full-fledged run, see what everybody's got for speed, and just let the fastest car win.
Well, it would have been close, to use Bass's words, unfortunately, we'll never know. Uh, Dover is just one of those tracks. Unless we have a perfectly timed yellow in that stage three, it's very hard.
Oh,
But
for sure. I was really impressed with the servers tonight. They're actually, I mean, I saw a little bit of lag, but not much.
yeah, yeah. I mean, I'm actually very happy with that. So that's hopefully a good thing of things to come. So, but yeah, I think that is enough for us here. Guys, any final thoughts before we close on out for the night?
Uh, Happy to be here. Wasn't expecting it. And shout out B Comp and Coyote. Good ones.
Same to you, boss.
Oh, thank you very much. The hell with
Thank you,
fuel
Ben.
saving now.
Yeah, to hell with the servers and to hell with fuel saving.
Yeah.
With that, we're going to close on out for the night. Thank you all so much for coming on out. B Comp with the win, Bassbuck P2, Coyote P3. A very surprising podium, I will say that. But we are going to Auto Club next week. So if you thought this week was wild, wait till next week because we're going to be seeing some four wide action, maybe even five, depending on where we are on track. It's going to be a lot of fun. I cannot wait for Auto Club, one of my favorite tracks. But until then, we'll see you in the next one. Have a good night, everyone. Peace.